What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines. Let's Play Season 7, Episode number 30. And we're still recovering from that fire last episode that ate all the woods here around our zoo and amusement park. But what I wanted to do today, got a little inspiration looking at Google Earth, and I think it's time to start leaving Portsmouth and starting to work on Kittery over here. Now, I do have... Kittery's in Maine, by the way. This river, basically, that comes in from the ocean, is the dividing line between the state of New Hampshire and the state of Maine. And Kittery is kind of populous, if you will, for as far as Maine standards go. Right over the border, there's some shopping and, I think, industry over here, or at least that's what we're going to do with it. And then... more that kind of goes up that way through the clearing and the trees. When I built this map, kind of the clearings and the trees were where people do not, or I said that backwards. Where trees are, where people are not. No trees, people. So we'll do a little something through here. I was kind of thinking of making this industry, but the only problem with that is, let me double check something here. We bring up shipping. Cargo. So we do have a shipping lane that kind of comes through this bay and comes back out. So it would be totally fine to get a little shipping harbor here. Problem is, if we have industry here, we don't have a good way to deliver traffic. So I think the first thing we should do is come up with an exit that kind of feeds traffic through here. And we'll work on this general area today and maybe even out that way. So let's get started on that. Hopefully everybody's having a good Monday. Why do I have train tracks that just die over here? That's interesting. Okay, well, those are coming from the outside. So that is an outside connection. And I think what we can do is we can kind of bring that along the highway this way onto what will be our industrial island. So let's do that. First things first, though, we got to figure out a way to get a good amount of traffic off the highway. We've also got to figure out a way to slope this down a little bit more naturally. There is a way to do that with a move it tool. Let me figure that out real quick and see if I can not make a mess of this. All right, well, let's just do this. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. We'll just make it a little smoother. So it's not so abrupt. We'll smooth this out after the fact. I want to get an exit ramp somewhere over here. So let's clear out a bunch of highway for that. We'll even clear out some trains for this too. We'll run this back after the fact. That should be enough room, I think. Let's find out. We'll go all the way to the end here. I've got that trumpet interchange that I like. This one. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Plenty of room. We can zoom out a little bit to see. We want to feed traffic this way, so that looks like that should be good. We'll do something like that. And then let's get our highways back out and reconnect everything. And we can always move stuff around a little bit after with Move It. Right now, it's just important that it connects. So we can do that. We'll take this down to probably a 4-lane road. So somewhere out here. And then where do we want to connect that to? We'll come maybe around these hills. Maybe route it around like that. And then when it's straight, that's when it creates the actual bridge. That works. So we'll do that, and then we'll do what I've done so many times before. We'll knock this down to 2 lanes. Right? Is that the 2-lane highway? Because we've got a lane and a lane becoming 2, And we'll freeform these and hook them in, and then we'll do some quick adjustments with our arrows, our lane arrows. So we'll reverse. Nope, not that one. And yeah, the problem that happens here in vanilla is that this lane becomes a U-turn, and for whatever reason, the AI loves to make U-turns. So if you're getting off the highway, we want you to stay off the highway. There's no reason to U-turn there. So we'll do that. If we wanted to I was going to use the past tense there. If we wanted to feel a little bit more, a little bit less pinched here, you could grab this and drag it out a little bit. The beauty of Move It. So that widens it just a little bit. That works. So that gets traffic off the highway into here. Let's figure out what to do with our train tracks. So maybe we can keep these on this side of the highway. Let's do this. So from here, come on. From here, we'll start to come up. And then we got to see where we can get the uprights set correctly. Like that. And we'll keep it elevated for now so that we can get streets underneath there. We can always change this if we decide to later on. But I want to bring this all the way down to the harbor. The side where the shipping lane actually is. So maybe we can do that and bring it down right there at the end before we curve it around and have it follow that way. Something like that. We'll figure out where to drop the harbor in after. The cargo hub, that is. And I want to paint just a couple roads through here. So, back to roads. And I think, like, when you take a look, or when I take a look at cities, at least on Google Maps, I kind of get a feel for like where the arteries are, and think about it very much like the body, right? It's carrying the majority of your blood around, just like arteries. Why are the chirper pop-ups back up? I'm pretty sure I disabled those. That might be the latest game update. Brought those back. The arteries should carry, you know, the majority of your traffic through. So if we do a freeform road, we're going to kind of run this right up the middle of here. And right off the edge of the map. We can't actually create an outside connection. It won't let us. But that, again, is more just going to be for trailing that off into the distance. But that's going to handle all the traffic that comes through here. We'll do another one. We'll do 2-lane on this one. And that'll connect somewhere over here. If it'll let us. Come on. Serious lag there. We'll do that. And then we'll kind of come up to the highway before we hook back and kind of run parallel to it. So these are going to be all commercial up here, and it's totally fine if they're kind of right on top of the highway, or very close to it at least. We'll connect that across. We're going to work on this portion first anyways. So for the traffic that comes over here, I want it to kind of hug the outside edge. And just really kind of flow organically with the terrain. Maybe we'll come out to the end like that, and we'll have something hook off this way. And before I finish this road network, let's see where we want to put our... Oh, I stopped our train over here on the wrong side. This needs to come all the way over. So let's see where we want to put our train yard. Shipping, cargo harbor, cargo hub. Do the cargo hub. Kind of put it right on the edge there. You know what? Before we do that, I take it back. One more thing we can do is we can actually put those hubs on keys. So let's tighten up our water line a little bit here. Well, let me do a straight one. Let's see. Right like that. That's okay. That works. And then let's flatten back here. So, what's our primary... Nope. Undo that. Our primary height... Actually a little off. Can we get a little lower? We'll do that. And then we'll smooth this. Undo that. Too much smoothing near the shore. Alright, so that gives us this kind of sharp edge. If we come in here... kind of trim some of that excess off by smoothing it with the... what's underwater there already. And now we can go in there and kind of clamp the cargo hub right to the side of that. And that gives us a nice clean look. It also gives us a nice flat spot for our road to come through. And our train tracks can kind of be over the top there. So maybe, let's see what we can do here with the train. This bends way too sharply. So we'll delete that. We'll bring a road... It doesn't need to be 4-lane. We'll bring a road through here. Kind of a straight shot to the shoreline. And then maybe even take this back one more and hook that in. That becomes kind of our coastal road. This can handle bringing traffic through here. And then we'll kind of fill in the rest here. We could have this carry on straight through. Or mostly straight. And have a couple roads that come off this way. To kind of fill in some of the gaps here. Something like that. And we'll fill in, make it a little bit dense. Maybe we could even make room and drop in a factory or two over here, since we do have the unlock all on. We don't have to level them up organically. I'm thinking what we could do, though, is crisscross over the highway with the trains and bring that down on the outside edge. Let's see what that looks like if we do this. Back to trains, on the tracks, freeform it, and we'll kind of hook this over the highway, if we can. We gotta find an angle that's just right. You know what we could do is we could anarchy it and then move the pillars after if we want it to look right. So we'll eat up some of the zoning for this. And we can always change it up later. That curve is pretty nasty. Let's fix that one right now. So we'll go like kind of our overhead view. Move it makes you lazy about the actual placement. Like, you could do this just right if you fussed with it. But why fuss with it when you can fuss with it after, I guess. So one, we could do that. Two, we can fix the angle of attack here. So we'll grab this, we'll bring it down a little bit. We'll bring this one down even a little bit so that it is more of a normal slope. I've got to do some messing around and figure out the aligned slope tool, because it would make this a little bit nicer. Ooh, yeah. And then we've got all these heights that are changing. I'll mess around with it and try and figure that out. So, and maybe at some point in the future I could even underground this and come out, you know, over here. So it doesn't eat up all that space, but I'm okay with it for now. This is more about defining the framework. Let's finish the framework of what will be Kittery, or what will be this industrial island, at least to start today. And I'm going to do one thing, which is to kind of move. Ooh, I still have anarchy on, so it's letting me do that. We'll bring that all the way down there. Do we have any pillars that we need to move over here? It actually looks okay. It's like just barely sitting on the edge of the road. That should be fine. So that carries power over to the cargo station. And then from here, we can come out and get the power over to there, which is doing one of our water intakes. So let's do that. We'll turn anarchy off. We'll go back to roads. We'll fill this in a little bit. We'll zone it. We'll water it. And we'll let some industry move in. Let's connect that up. And then we'll do a road that comes through maybe the center here. Because on an island this small, real estate is pretty limited. And we want to try and make this one pretty dense. Because it is in real life. So we'll bring that through like that, and then maybe we could even have one road that comes through like that. And then we'll do the same thing down here. Now this is not going to be a good traffic flow. This is not how you get traffic in and out of an industrial area. That's okay. We want to look the part. And unfortunately, looking the part in City Skylines means that you're probably going to have horrible traffic. So why don't we do that? Let's see, just out of curiosity. What kind of factory could we have over here? A steel plant, furniture factory, bakery, household plastic, toy factory. That's always fun. Printing press, lemonade, electronics. What do we do? What do we do? There's a lot of factories. I forgot about this. Okay, shipyard. Come on, right? This needs to be on the water, right? Doesn't it? Or does it need to clamp to a road? Okay, yeah. So let's do a shipyard over here. Apparently I have to move those roads in. So let's delete this segment for now. Let's see if we can snap a shipyard in here. And they need timber, plastics, glass, and metals. We're going to import them all rather than try and make stuff on the map. Okay, I already forgot. So, timber, plastics, glass, and metals. We'll squeeze in what we can right across the street. So we'll have kind of a warehouse yard, a logging yard for our timber. And then we'll do maybe one of each. I guess it doesn't make sense to do different, we'll do small. See where we can cram them, though. Just to make it look a little different, can we get one of these in there somewhere? We'll do that. So we had timber, plastics, glass and metals. Hopefully we need metals for another plant that we drop in at some point. Because we're going to have a lot more of it in the medium warehouse. Now, just to be safe, just in case, let's define this as an industrial area. Although we don't have I don't think the factories matter. The factories don't have to be in an industrial area, as far as I know. They're just connected to the resource chain that you might be generating these other things on map. But right now, we're not too worried about it. We got a shipyard. We got a cargo yard. We'll fix the train tracks later. That's definitely something that I want to adjust. But let's come in here and paint some generic industry down now. In fact... right, nothing else is zoned outside of that, so we're good. And then we got to get water through here, because we've totally bypassed this island with this this water network. It's gonna be a sloppy one. Just want to make sure everything's covered. Wait, it just had an angle that I could do. And then down here, make sure we got the cargo hub. We don't want to leave them without water. There we go. That is some slop pipe. That's okay. We'll eventually get at least 1 or 2 metro stops over here, because people are going to have to commute an awful long way to come in here. I think that's going to affect the the success of this industrial area to start. But we'll move in some residents over here, especially commercial pocket here and here, with some, you know, neighborhoods behind supporting it. That should be fine. That should settle down pretty quick. That's from the mess that I made smoothing out the shoreline, and it just caused all that water to cascade over. It should all drain off. It should. I don't think it's going to cause any of the roads to crumble or these businesses to move out. It looks like it's going to settle pretty quick. But I might want to key up around the island just to be safe, because there are some really low edges here. Near the near some of the roads, actually. Did not notice that that was going to be a problem. Technically, it's not going to be. It should be fine. It's already drying up. We're good. The problem is going to be, honestly, getting workers over here. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to think about again. We'll have a couple metro stops that come up this way. Maybe we'll do... Let's see. Let's take a look at that real quick. So we've got a couple places that are acting as hubs right now, right? We've got lines meeting up here and over here that carry people onto the university. Do we not have the airport? We don't have the airport hooked in yet. That is a crime. This one acts as a hub to bring people this way and this way. This is a hub. This is a hub. So they all connect multiple lines, and I think we could connect the red and orange. I think are they the two most popular? If you look at passengers, yellow actually overtook red, I want to say. So I mean, they're all moving a lot of people though. They're moving twice as many as purple and below. So turning that into a hub and then maybe bringing traffic this way and then up that way, you know, that would only encourage more people to come in and cut across. And we'll see what happens over here. Right now we've got trucks coming in supporting the businesses that are here. Let's do a couple basic services that they'll need over here, like garbage. So maybe we'll make this a little city service block here. We'll do a little clinic, little healthcare nearby, right next to the dump. Okay, maybe we should move that a little bit. That's just rude. They're just gonna get sick from being over there. We'll move it down a block. There we go. Not that the pollution bubble is that big with the Eden project, but let's get a good fire department, a big size fire department right in here maybe. And police right across the street. And that should cover absolutely everything that we need on this little island. People do die at work. So we'll throw a little crematorium on there. We don't need schooling or anything like that. I think that just about covers what we need. And here, you know, again, here's the problem that we're going to have. We're going to have some abandonment because we don't have a good way to get over here. So let's fix that in the short term with a sloppy little metro line over here. And let's do this. We'll do one kind of central there. And maybe one here. And I mean, that might be good enough. We could connect some pedestrian paths through here to try and get people walking around. Let's pause it. Let's just get this connected. Tunnels, freeform. So we'll go one click down. We'll go 2 clicks down. And it'll let me connect that. So we'll stick with that. And we'll do a line from, create a new line to here and back, just to get people connected into the red and orange lines, and hopefully come over here and not have to worry about a lack of worker problem. I'm hoping. But time will tell. We're on 3 times speed. We've got a start of Kittery here. We've got a nice little industrial sector. Very little demand right now. It ate up all our demand. We've already got ships coming in. This is just a framework. This is a little messy, I will admit. But sometimes you gotta, I've said it before, you gotta throw paint on the canvas and see where you go from there. And you just gotta build some roads sometime and start those major connections and where you want things to be, and then just start building up around it. So again, we'll do a commercial strip kind of up down here. Up down here. That's the turn of phrase. And then we'll bring just a couple little small neighborhoods out towards the edge of the woods that support that area. We'll come back in and fix stuff like that you were never really supposed to see this far off to the edge of the map, where it just drops off into the infinite void. But again, that's going to be more for background decoration as we are slowly panning cameras around the city for a nice cinematic look. Got a nice little death wave happening over here. And this is all, there's no residents over here. This is all people dying at the workplace. This is really sad because, you know, 9 to 5 is a grind, and apparently it will kill you. In actuality, wow, our shop, Home Depot, Target, Bed Bath and oh no, that's just off. Why is the Bed Bath and Beyond turned off? Why is that even a building that you can turn off? I don't even understand that. Who's dying over here? What did they do? Baskin Robbins. Like it, love it, gonna kill you. All right, so I think that's a pretty good spot. I hope people start coming in on the metro. We could encourage them. Let's pause it for a second. Let's encourage them. Let's encourage them to take the metro and easily get around here. Pedestrian paths. So there is a crosswalk right there. So let's do... I'd like to not eat up that zoning, and the snapping is killing me right here. Come on, right there. Nope. I'm not going to turn snapping off. I'm going to make it work. Okay, so we'll do that to encourage people to come through here. I'm trying not to split up the zoning too much, which is why you see me kind of coming in at some odd angles. I mean, it'll work. I can fine-tune this later. I could also freeform these to make it look a little bit more sensical. But that, you know, speeds up the walk greatly coming through here. Well, I should say it will. Do I not have the pedestrian crossings mod on? Or does it only show? Oh, it only shows up when you have roads highlighted. So we'll make some crosswalks where people can easily get down through here. Good enough for now. And once this is all moved in, we'll do a tiny little bit of decoration. Put some trees around there. But considering it's going to be industry and really zoned up, there would only be, you know, some decorative trees here or there. We don't need forest fire kindling. Speaking of, how is... Hey! Look at that. It's all grown back. That's beautiful. I know what you're thinking. It's probably going to burn down any minute now. So get a look at it while you can. Because this area... Where are the helicopters going now? Every time I go to do an outro, there's something falling apart in the background. And I was going to say, this is a good spot to end for today. We'll pick back up and keep building up Kittery. I think that's going to be one of the major projects is to start working on up there, because that drops off pretty quick. Kittery does drop off pretty quick. There's a couple little areas. There's an outlet strip and commercial area. There's a little bit of residential. There's that industrial island that we've worked on today. But it really does drop off into the woods pretty fast. So it's coming along. We're getting there. There's so many helicopters. That's great. I wish they would put the fire out before it burned down an entire block like that, but that's okay. At least it didn't spread to the houses. So, yeah, until the next one, new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you enjoyed this video, likes, comments, and shares all help and are greatly appreciated. If you're new here, subscribe and consider hitting the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord if you want to get involved in the discussion. But until the next one, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.